my wife thinks that if we make a movie about our mold avoidance journey, we will look trashy.
Yes, that is
And
my
so she's
fear.
worried about that. And
oh, because this doesn't look trashy.
we do look trashy, but we have been on the road doing mold avoidance for a year now. So it's about our 1 year anniversary, honey, for leaving all of our stuff and our house and our family and doing mold avoidance. And we are about to do it again because we don't have a place to live again. And so this is it. This is the real raw life of mold avoiders. We're getting ready to do laundry, and this is our laundry machine.
This is my laundry.
My wife is the laundry machine.
Laundry is a pain when you're doing mold avoidance for 5 people.
What's that white stuff in there, honey?
Borax and detergent.
Where's your washing machine?
Right here.
Yeah. So we used to do laundry in, should we go look at our, we have this premium Sears Model 3000 upgraded washing machine that is the envy of the nation here, right here. Yep, you guys, is your washing machine this nice? So this beauty, we've contaminated a bunch of these, so we have just taken to using cheaper bins. And this is the life of a mold avoider. When we put a little bit of hot water in the laundry, it seems to clean the clothes better. So we do that by hand too, filling up some hot water here. I don't think this is going to be enough. We're out of hot water. There you go.
Wait for more?
Maybe you should get started. It's going to take 20 minutes for it to heat up.
Okay.
So my family and I have been living apart for 6 months. They've been in an apartment. I've been living in this trailer on this land here because we had been living in the trailer, but it just got so hard that I wanted to get them an apartment. And we were supposed to only be doing that for 3 months, but it turned into 6. I can't really go in the apartment, so we haven't seen each other all that much. I mean, we've seen each other a lot. We're coming from me being a stay-at-home dad, so I used to see them a lot more. So we're just sick of being apart, so we are probably going to pull the kids out of the school that they really like and do homeschooling on the road. Last year we were on the road for 6 months learning how to do mold avoidance, but you find out pretty quick that that's not a very sustainable lifestyle with kids. So we're trying to find housing now in the Reno area, but it's really hard to commit to housing as a mold avoider because you never know if you're gonna be wanting to leave, and if you're in a lease or a purchase, it's hard to leave. So it's kind of like this push and pull of finding a house and then sort of backing out because you are afraid to commit. So the nice thing about these RVs that we've been living in, this is our 3rd one actually in 1 year. We've traded 3 of them in because they've gotten mold contamination. I have a website with a lot more of our story if you guys want to check that out. It's limebook.com/extreme mold avoidance with dashes in between. I'll have to put that on later. But anyway, it's our 3rd RV. And the nice thing about the RV is it's mobile, so we can move if the air gets bad or if it gets moldy. And it's also easy to trade in. I've traded 2 of these in so far. This is our 3rd one, and they cost me about $3,000 to $4,000 each trade-in, which might sound like a lot of money, but it's not a lot compared to trying to sell a house or get out of a lease or whatever. So, but we do feel like we've learned what we need to know about mold avoidance, and now we need to find a place to live a little more permanently. So we're a little bit bummed to be being pushed out of Reno. The winter time here and us being separated is sort of pushing us out, and we really don't want to go on the road again. So it's just really hard on the road for a lot of reasons. You guys will see that as I make more videos. So yeah, we're getting ready to go on the road, and hopefully we'll find a place to live. Maybe maybe even another state. We're open to other areas. Careful.
You don't need to be filming this.
Well, it's interesting. Most people take laundry for granted in life.
Yeah.
This is probably the last thing that potential mold avoiders would actually like think about.
Why is it all funky?
So the reason we don't do this inside our trailer, we used to do laundry inside our trailer, and then we had a hell toxin explosion. Leela says I can't say that in public because it makes us sound crazy, that we believe in something called hell toxin. But you'll see. If you're a mold avoider, you'll see.
Well, and I have an apartment with a washer and dryer, but we don't do it inside anymore because of contamination, and I can't use the water at the apartment because it has cyanobacteria.
You have an apartment? You mean like a luxury, brand new $2,500 a month apartment that we don't even do laundry in?
Yep, and we sleep on sleeping bags and pillows, and we have a folding table, and that's it.
So we are about to move out of our apartment, and we have one of our vehicles is a very, very small hatchback Volkswagen. And do you think we can fit everything we own into that?
From the apartment?
Yeah.
Yes.
So pretty much everything we own now, we could fit into a trunk of a car, and we do have a few bikes that we put in this cargo trailer here, but that's about it. So the funny thing is we actually own 2 homes, one duplex and one single family home that we just sold. So we're actually not like poor. I mean, it kind of feels like we're poor to be doing this, but we're not poor. We're just poor in spirit right now. So we will be back on the road again, I think. Unless we find a house in Reno. You think we'll find a house in Reno?
Not this time around.
We've been in probably 25 houses, 40, 50, I don't know. 30-ish. And we can't stay in any of them because they're all moldy. My wife isn't as sick as I am. She has like a headache and runny nose in moldy houses. My kids get blotchy skin and they get a little bit of behavior problems. And then my son has just been getting sick constantly with cold after cold after cold. So
But they're in public school.
they're also in public school, so they get exposed in the daytime. And the apartment has really bad EMF problems. So we think that the EMF makes the mold worse. And so that's really why I don't go down there. So right now we're staying on this beautiful property where we have acres and acres and acres of open land. And then on this side of the property we have Mount Rose and some really cool hiking. And you can see our trailers there.
Really good air up there too.
Really good air, yeah. And so yeah, it's just never ending. We have to have a truck come and pump out our RV tanks every week. That's always an adventure. And we have to, my hose has been freezing every night, and so I don't have water sometimes to decontaminate and shower. But when I was in my mold house, quote unquote, which we then remediated and sold, I was dying. I mean, my wife tells me that there was like a whole winter where I didn't even really get out of bed, and I don't even really remember it. I mean, it felt like about a week where I didn't get out of bed, but apparently it was like 6 months. So I think we're still probably better off than we were then. Now we are healthier, but we just don't have housing. So we're just trying to spin it as a positive thing to the kids. We're gonna go down to Disneyland. There's an RV park down there that we do well at. And I do ozone treatments down there. And So yeah, one more winter maybe away, and then maybe next summer will be the time when we find a house in Reno. The market here is really dropping, so if you're a mold avoider, you don't really want to, you might have to trade in and out of real estate a lot more than normal people. So we would rather not buy at the top of the market when it's falling, and maybe we'll find a rental. We really don't know. I mean, it's literally day to day, week to week, month to month. And I'm not complaining. I mean, I think we're doing pretty good. You know, it's a challenge, but we're not starving in Africa. We don't have cancer. We're not paralyzed. We're not in a wheelchair. So we're definitely doing okay. It's just trying to give the kids, you know, stability in a childhood, and they're doing good. They have friends. They've met some friends on this on our road trip last winter that have really become their best friends. My son especially has a best friend now that he met. So I do think there's a lot of blessings, and we've met a lot of people and seen a lot of things we would have never seen. And plus, there's a lot of suffering people that have this problem that don't know what we know and haven't gotten out of mold and are still sick. And so hopefully this video or this blog will be an example that, yeah, you can get better and there is hope. And, you know, going on the road in an RV and seeing beautiful outdoor places, it could be a lot worse than that. You could be in a hospital bed somewhere, you know, with dangerous medicines being pumped into you and being killed by doctors that don't know what they're doing. So I like to look at it as gratitude. How's it coming?
Am I being videoed?
Yeah, you're the background of my whole spiel. You're washing the clothes. It would just be boring to listen to me talk, so.
This is my least favorite part of mold avoidance.
Laundry really is. All right, I'll stop filming you. Oh, she's dumping laundry. This is the climax right here. Yeah, you don't realize how important a washing machine is till you don't have one, like the spin cycle and how it does everything automatically, fills up the water, drains it. That little washing machine I showed you guys, that thing takes like 3 hours to do one load of laundry, because every time you drain and refill, you have to do it by hand. And then if you don't spin it in between, then the soap doesn't get out of the clothes, so you have to spin it twice. I won't bore you with the details, but yeah, it's a job. So laundry's hard. That's probably the biggest challenge with kids doing mold avoidance. It's been interesting, but we've learned a lot.